Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is week 23, episode 23 of Black Sheep Podcast. Another week, another cup of tea. I'm really excited to make this topic public. It's something that popped into my head, and it's not a full thought, and that's what this video is going to be about. But till we get into that, something I discovered through some friends. There's this whiskey called Screwball, and if you'll see, there's a sheep on it. Not sponsored, by the way, but if y'all want to sponsor me, I'll gladly take it. But it's cool. So at the bottom, it says, "To the Misfits, Black Sheep, and Screwballs." I'm not a whiskey guy, never been a whiskey guy. I tried this with a buddy of mine. We went on a 3-mile walk at 6 in the morning, got back at 7 in the morning, took a shot. I dig it, man. I went out and bought a bottle. So I think it's only right that I start these podcasts off in the morning with a shot. You know what I mean? So this is how we're gonna start it now. To the Screwballs, man, to the black sheep that listen every week, this is how we're gonna be starting it. If you want to take a shot with me every morning at the beginning of these podcasts, let's do it. But l'chaim, that's a Hebrew word. Maybe people will like me now. Oh man, it's great, dude. I'm not a whiskey person, but it's a peanut butter whiskey, and it's good, man. It's sweet, just tastes straight peanut butter. Not really a burn or anything. It's good, man. It's good. I think I emptied this. Yeah, it's a little bit. Okay, yeah. All right. So this week on Black Sheep Podcast, I want to expand my brand more, man. I want to expand my brand. At first, it started as Black Sheep Apparel, and I was doing clothing, and I will always continue to do clothing. That is a huge passion of mine. It allows me to be as creative as I want, honestly. There's just so many possibilities of making different things. And then I started Black Sheep Podcast, and here we are 23 weeks later. That is so awesome. So I want to expand it, and as everybody knows, I've always said that this isn't about money. This isn't about, any sort of popularity. I don't do it for the likes. I don't do it for the shares. I don't do it for the money. I do it for the people that relate to being the black sheep, that feel that they've never been good enough for certain people. They've always been an outcast. They've always been left out of things. They've always been treated differently and treated unfairly. It's always been for those people. It's always been for the people that relate to this. So I have an idea, a very basic idea, and I would love to have a strong team behind me on it. I would love, whether you want to do it anonymously, or if you want to do it publicly with me, I'd love to have whoever wants to be a part of it. I want to start some sort of nonprofit, obviously, that will help people who, are that black sheep and don't feel comfortable with it. It upsets them, it angers them. They don't understand how being the black sheep is truly the best thing in the world. You're treated so poorly by people for years and years and years, and it fucks with your mental health, man. It does. And we talked about that on the Suicide Awareness podcast. I mean, it got to the point where it was so bad for me, I didn't want to be alive anymore. But here I am 8 years later, and I fucking love my life. I'm in such a great place. I couldn't be happier to be here. But not everybody gets out of that headspace. There's people that aren't here anymore. There's people that are still hurting. There's people that are, still thinking that it's a bad thing to not fit in, to not be treated right, not treated equally. And it's not fucking worth it, dude. So I want to start some sort of organization, some sort of foundation. I don't even know what it will be called. Obviously, it's going to be an expansion of the Black Sheep brand. So I'd love to call it, the Black Sheep Organization, Black Sheep Foundation. I don't know. And that's why I want your help. I want people to come with me for name ideas. I want people to come to me for, ideas of how we can help people, whether it's a mental health thing, whether it's something to help children of abuse. Y'all have heard a lot about me in these last 23 weeks. Y'all have heard a lot of how I got to this black sheep point. And I want to help people like that because, again, I don't want to sound cocky, but not everybody gets to the point of being comfortable with being the black sheep as I did. People fall into really bad mental states. People fall into depression, people fall into suicide, and there's no need for it. There's absolutely no need for it. So that's my thing. I would love to have, whoever wants to be a part of this. Again, if you want to be a part of it publicly and put your name on it, fantastic. If you'd love to be a part of it but do it anonymously, I'm perfectly fine with that. But the whole goal is to, again, it's never been about money. It's never been about, likes, shares. It's about relating to people. It's about helping people. And that's what I want this next part to be. So, it's something we can all figure out. We can all talk about. And I'd love to get the ball rolling by the 1st of the 2023. There's a lot going on, and we're getting close to the end of the year. My wedding's in about a month. We got the holidays after that. So it's just unrealistic to get anything like that started before the end of the year. But I would love to work with people in these next coming months so that we can really get the ball rolling in 2023. So again, the last 23 weeks, you guys have heard a lot about how I got to this point. If you haven't, feel free to go back and watch, or feel free to just hit me up and, we'll talk about it. I'm a very open book. But yeah, man, I want it to help people, whether it's kids, teenagers, adults. I want it to help people that aren't in the right mental state because they do what they love. Maybe it's something as simple as having tattoos or not finishing school or wanting to dye your hair, paint your nails, have piercings. Could be something as simple as that people blow out of proportion. Or it could be, something as, people want to identify as something that others don't agree with. If somebody wants to love somebody the same sex as them. You know what I mean? Somebody wants to be who they are, but other people don't accept it. Other people don't appreciate it, and they treat them poorly because of it. And it's not right, man. So long story short, and this is going to be a short podcast, mainly because I don't know where I am with it, but it's something I truly want to do, and it's something I truly want to have a strong team with. So really, if it is something you guys have ideas about, if it is something you guys are interested in, if it's something that, you feel you could be helpful, because look, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I can go on Google and do a Google search on how to start it and what I should do, but why do that when you can get a strong team of people behind you or even with you, and start something? So that's it, man. That's the whole point of this podcast. Is I truly would love to have you guys who have bought my clothing or support my clothing or listen to my podcast every week. I would love to have you help me with this and be a part of it. Because I feel like if this was something that was around 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, if this was something that was around a while ago, I feel like I could have been where I am now. I feel like I could have been there a little sooner. I think this could be something so amazing, but I need help. And I'd love for whoever to hit me up. And let's do this together, man. So, that's it. That's it, man. That's it. Hit me with your ideas. Hit me if you're interested. And let's do this thing, man. Let's do it. Next week, we're going to talk about something that I've seen, both with people close to me and just from the outside in on other people. The things people do for money and the things people do for inheritance and the way people act for inheritance and the way they kiss ass for money. It's gross. We're going to talk about it next week. So as always, stay beautiful. Don't judge people. Don't be a dick. Peace out, Girl Scouts.